What's going on, YouTube? GideonXL here with some of my favorite people. This is going to be a good one. Hopefully, you're ready. First off, we got my brother, my partner in crime. Brother, please introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Gangster KT. Thrilled to be here. Apologies for the miss last week, but we're excited to have this discussion with ZKG today and talk about all kinds of good things going on in the game. So thanks for having me, Gideon.
Anytime, all times, brother. I apologize. So that's really for the community. That's on me. That's my fault. We had the blizzard come in. My son was getting on an airplane trying to get here. I had to get him. So it's either me go out in the snow or my wife go out in the snow. And right, got to be a man and get stuff done. It's got to be me, right?
Well played.
Be me. But we have a special guest with us as well. My guy, please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, ZeroKoolGamer here, back again with these awesome guys. Thank you guys for having me on, though. Thank you.
Glad to have you, man. Looking forward to it.
Glad to have you. We got a little splash screen for you. If you haven't seen the logo, I got to get better. That's my mediocre attempt at some audio visual mastery, but we'll improve. We'll improve a little at a time. So if you guys don't know, ZKG, where can people find you? Where is your information at, your content at?
Mostly my content is on Twitch, but I'm trying to, slowly go over to YouTube, put some videos out, try to find. I mean, you guys are really an inspiration with the unique, interesting content you guys do for Marvel Strike Force. You guys put up stuff where it's like, I got to really, really think about some out of the box stuff, and it's just like, ooh, you guys are giving me ideas, but I actually got to do it and find the time. So that's the big thing. But either Twitch or YouTube, just ZeroKoolGamer. You can find me on either one, and then boom, we'll have some fun.
Solid, my guy. Solid. You got some great content, my man. You got some great content. You're inspiring us. You're inspiring us out here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, ZKG, your hot seat, that was one I had to download Twitch when I heard about the hot seat. So it was big learning for me, but that was a blast and kind of felt like my introduction to the community, and always been a lot and had a great time on there. So if you guys haven't seen his hot seat, check it out. It is a great series.
And you're putting people on for that, man. You're putting people on for that, and that's good.
I need to get Gideon out if he's not dropping off kids at the airport. I need to get Gideon on there, but we just got to make it work with the time, and then boom, it'll be a fun time.
For sure, man. For sure. We're in the winter season. Last time I think soccer derailed us, but we're in the winter season. It's no soccer.
Snow.
Yeah, man. We can get it in. So hey, for anybody who's just watching, who's just tuning in, we want to know what's the weather like where you're at. So you got any comments, leave them in the chat. But we're curious about what the weather is like where you're at right now. I know this wasn't one that we talked about. I don't know why that happened, but we want to know why the weather is like where you're at. KT, how about you? How's the weather?
Probably not as bad as it is for you, but it's been freezing the past day or two. Supposed to warm up to the 20s today. Be a nice change.
ZKG?
It is 12.
Awesome.
Double digits.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not. No.
Oh man, my computer says 8, but kind of like what KT was saying. It's supposed to warm up, get above freezing. We'll be good to go.
Oof.
Man,
Been rough.
Yes.
So the first topic we wanted to dive into today is to create a crucible, cosmic crucible. So again, my apologies. I didn't enter my score. It looked like there was only 3 scores on the list, so I didn't enter my score. But cosmic crucible, I know that Gangster KT had some questions. So KT, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, well, I want to take this opportunity with ZKG on. So correct me if this is old news, but last I'd heard you were up in Masters, and I know is that still accurate?
No, I got slapped right down to Diamond 3. It was going well for the first match, but the last two, I'm gonna blame my job. However, I probably should have had some time management on that and figured out when to do it earlier. So then again, it falls on me. However, I love Crucible. I love the fact that, you know, you get to see different defenses, but it's this particular week I went more defense heavy than offense. And the defense held up. I just needed the offense to do some stuff, but Masters, I'm punching up 15, 20 million, so it's like there's only so much I can do in terms of efficiency. So I try, but I think I'm just going to keep the defense as it is and figure it out. The challenge for me will be to figure it out, and I want the challenge. I love the challenge of it. So I look for maybe some more offense or building up a couple, but I just got to figure out how to take out Sus, and then my life will be better.
That's a big hill to
So much
climb.
better. Yes, that's a very big hill. When you don't have Sus on offense, trying to go after Sus is a problem. So trying to figure it out is the issue.
And see that delta you're talking about in TCP, you know, that's a skill factor, right? Like you're doing something right if you're constantly playing against people 15, 20 million higher than you. And I wanted to really pick your brain. Like it does seem like things are maybe shifting more defense heavy right now overall, but how do you approach each match? Like how do you figure out how you're going to do your attacks at a high level?
So I look at the defense that's set, and if it's something that's already, you know, something that we got to counter to, I'll be like, all right, I mean, everybody writes it down now during the stream, but if I'm just like sitting here working or whatever, thinking about it, I'll write it down and be like, all right, I can use them in 4, I can use them in 3. I have no idea how I'm attacking Sus, but I'll figure this out. Maybe something will brainstorm and hit me, but I try to look for what the common counters are, and I do the same thing. My defense is rigged, so you have to use something here, and it takes away from taking that counter from another room, which is what I want to do. But doing the offense side, I'm going, I gotta do this, or oh man, they're doing the same thing I am. They're forcing me to use a team over here that I wanted to use over here, so it's like I gotta juggle it around, and it gets mind numbing because you're like, man, we now have a lot of offense and a lot of defense, which we didn't have that months ago. Yep. And it's nice to have it, but I try to determine which one. If I know this room is going to probably lose some efficiency, I'll make sure there's a counter that I could come in there and knock them out fast. So maybe that'll balance out the efficiency, because I'm trying to go for anything above 50, 160. And then Gideon shows up with 5180, and then I'm just like, I don't know. You know what? Screw it. I'm done. I'm just done. Whatever. I'm just done. But I'm always looking for the win, and my defense every round got at least 1 to 2 wins. So that's the good part. However, my offense needs to show that too, and if it doesn't, then it's like, oh god. Now I don't know.
That's the way it goes. It's a big chess match, like you're saying. You know, teams can be countered, but if you're eating that counter, it's still good defense, and just really trying to whittle away the resources. It's interesting, but you do it well, man.
I try with it. It's just I have this part where I just want to one-shot every room. I see where, you know, the counters are up there. Use this team here, and then boom, you can push through it. And I might have to do that with my offense now, because my defense is pushing in a win or 2 every time, and I might have some, you know, wiggle room to do that. But then I'm just like, I really want to one-shot this. I don't want to 2. I want to one-shot it and just call it a day. And then you just see somebody just gone, and you're like, well, that's not going to be a one-shot today. I'm screwed. Okay, just going to try something different next time. But I usually, if there's any Crucible wins with a unique team, I'll screenshot it or write it down and make sure I got it. And hopefully I can use the team I used the previous time to go be like, all right, I'm using that here now. Oh, now what am I going to use here? Oh, Jesus. So it just goes back and forth, and it's a lot of thinking. It's just, we only got a set time to do it. So I got to be like, boom, I got to do it here. Let's run with it.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I admire you, bro. Just because, like you guys are saying, like I'm where I'm supposed to be, right? I'm not super awesome at the crucible, so I'm just fighting regular dudes. Like you said, my score is kind of high, so I'm still in the gold league. But you guys are like climbing up fighting dudes that are, you guys are hitting above your weight. So again, I'm just trying to get here and take the notes and learn how a guy can climb in the crucible.
I've noticed a lot of well, I mean, obviously the more TCP you got, the wider your roster be, or the stronger it is. But I have noticed that a lot of, you know, huge TCP, their roster gets a little thinner, and you're just like, focus on these, and that's it. And that's kind of what I've trying to do. If I would have known that years ago, I would have probably a lot more resources. But hey, whatever. I wanted to build aim assaulter for some reason. But I literally now just focus on a lot more raid and crucible characters and just getting them to the max if possible. And then, okay, cool. Now I can try to attempt this. However, obviously Krakens can buy the whole team, and I'm just stuck with 2 or 3 members. Like, this ain't gonna work. But I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna see if it works. And I think you could do it down there. You could just focus on, certain, basically the raid and crucible characters. Just throw everything into them, because we are getting a lot more resources now than we did 6 months ago, which is great. But still, the level 100's coming, so resources are about to just go poof again.
Change.
Yes. So I think just focus on those characters, build them up, and then you could probably push right into there, up a league or two, and then you'll see even more resources sent your way. It's just, which characters do you want to build? That's the only issue. Which characters do you want to build? I'm not building Forge or Sunspot whatsoever. I'll get them to their raid part where they can do some damage, but I'm not maxing them out. I'm waiting for some other characters to come out. That's what I'm waiting for.
That's good advice. You guys heard it here first. So, and what is going on, Nemesis? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining.
Shout out to Nemesis. What's going on, bro?
Nah, he's always ducking me. Nah, he's always ducking me. I don't know about that guy.
Are you guys close as far as like the bracket? Could you guys get matched up, or?
We probably could, but with my slap back in the opposite direction, no. But Nemesis is, I don't know, he tends to run away from the Council of the Council of Streamers, because I don't know why we all just stream in this freaking alliance, but he just keeps going in a different direction, and we're just like, well, bye. I guess you don't want none of this smoke, so it's okay, Nemesis. We love you, but you don't want none of this. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Oh my God, he's clapping back.
I just want to be as good as Juicy. Like, Juicy just inspires you to go, if he can do it, I can. Like, it's got to be. I just look at some of it, and he's not really that much more TCP than I am, but he's focused on. He's in Grandmasters, which makes you go, I need to do better. I really need to do better.
Yeah, that guy is unbelievable.
Oh my God. And he pops out counters like they're like you're drinking water, or you're giving a Tic Tac to somebody. You're just like, here's the team I'm facing. He just boom, 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 and I'm like, it took me a second to try to figure that out. You just popped it out like there was nothing, and it's like, wow, now I know why you're in the top 50. Like, you're in the top 50 for a reason, and there is something good, or a really good feeling about beating a 60 or 70 million TCP, and you're like, feel good today. Feel really good today.
Well, it's legit.
One day we'll be in Grandmasters, right? But he is an inspiration there, and love that he shares those counters, because I definitely leverage that.
Yeah, I try to save the counters too, depending on if I see it, but then again, it's just like, can I punch up that much? Nope, not happening. Not happening. Not happening. I'm trying, but I'm not. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Got Monguli in the house.
Oh,
Shout
hey,
out, my
hey.
guy.
What's going
Hey,
on,
hey.
man? Thanks for
What's up,
joining.
Manguli? Grazie.
100%. 100%.
So
No, so I mean, Nemesis. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I wanted to share a quick story before we move on from Crucible here. So getting the diamonds I think is really pretty important right now if you can. It's one thing that's a big difference getting those 3 diamond orbs each week. And when I was first opening them, I was getting so pissed when I'd get a horrible one, and might just even like ruin my night if I got 3 7 red star dupes on those. But I've started using my dogs to open them, and that might sound silly, but it's been like I'm loving every second of it, and I've been doing it every time. But even if I get a bad drop, I still have fun with it. So, but they've been pulling through and getting me some good drops recently, so can't complain.
Dog theory, baby. That
Yeah,
sounds like a video.
Gotta
That
have
sounds
fun
like a
with the
video.
game.
Oh man, Monguli said Diamond League is the goal. He's working his way up there as well.
I love the diamond orbs. I just don't get nothing in them. I get nothing. I either get a 7 or somebody that I'm not using any of the Young Avengers, so why are you giving me these?
Right.
Well, except for Echo. Echo I'll use, but everybody else is just like, oh, well, this was a fun opening for people to laugh at. This isn't working for me, but I'm trying. I'm trying to push as many orbs as we can, but the luck isn't there.
I'm telling you, man, try your cat. Changed my luck when I started doing this. Try your cat.
You know what? I'm gonna put his little sombrero on. I'm gonna put him over here, and I'm gonna make him touch the freaking left mouse, and boom! If he does, if hopefully the luck from him, he clicks it and he doesn't punch me in the head. Maybe it'll work, but it's just no.
Sounds like a
It's
video,
just
man. Pet theory. It's good.
Oh. I love that pet theory. Now we're going back to the theory. There's so many theories out there.
Man.
It's just I don't even know which ones are real anymore. But I think pet theory might help as long as he don't knock anything off the shelf. I think we're good.
Well, like for me, I don't have Skrill. So I'm just trying to pigeon my resources into those last couple people that I need. So that's where my resources are going right now. I don't face off in my league. I don't face off against Skrull for the most part. I don't think I've seen any down here in the gold section, but maybe that's just part of what it is.
Yep, and it'll be coming. A lot of people are getting Scroll every day right now, so it'll be coming, and hopefully that's you as well soon.
Mm-hmm. keep pushing for those characters, man. To push into DD6, it is. DD6 is a fun thing, and the moment you get Skrull, you just feel like you want to go to Disneyland because you're like, this is great. And even a baby Skrull will help you out. It's still great, but you still got those other characters that you're pushing to 18. And once you get Skrull, the one thing I focused or tried to make sure I do was once I completed the second run, I hoarded those, resources for the next character or two that comes out that was huge. That'd be like, all right, I could dump it into there because there's still events and stuff going on while you're trying to get Skrull, to Big Daddy Skrull. And hopefully you get enough resources where you can look at the planner and go, oh, look, Skrull will be 18 before I even before I finish the second run. So I'm good. Now I can use those resources for somebody else. Me, I dumped them all into Nightcrawler. I'm not really regretting it. Nightcrawler's pretty fun. But I still have a few resources there where I could throw in somewhere else. But I'm pretty sure Scopely's going to come along and be like, nah, give me those resources. Let me throw them into another team like, I don't know, Hive Mind. And I'm okay with it. But once you get Skrull or even close to it, you just feel that anxiety of going, I don't really know if I want to go out today and get some groceries. I think I just want to go ahead and finish this DD6 run and let me get this Skrull and I will feel great. You know what? I don't need food today. I just want to get Skrull.
Exactly. And he's worth every second of that, too.
Mm-hmm.
We got King Slayer stopping by. King Slayer, what's up, my guy?
What's going on?
What's up?
Thanks for stopping by the stream, man, and supporting your boy ZeroKoolGamer. It's awesome, my dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, he just got big APOC, and he was just like, oh. No, he got APOC. He got APOC. He's working on his way to big APOC. And he just went, oh, this is great. And I was like, dude,
Big deal.
you're gonna notice some changes once you get big APOC too, because then he's just gonna start flatlining people on turn 1, and you're like, ooh, bye. Bye, people down there.
Hey, we got a question from Mongoli. He says he's got, who's that? So that's Omega Red, Apocalypse, Gabi, and who's the BC there? Who's BC?
Black Cat.
Black Cat. All right, my bad.
Nova the best 5th. IG-18 Nova, and I use him in other places too, so I wouldn't see it as a bad thing. He's not. OR is okay, but that ult does help in the final legendary node to try to flip everybody's positive effect, because there's so many. They drop APOC, Doom, Dorm, the freaking Eternals. You got MILF in there, and you're just like, dude, there's just so many positive effects here. I don't know what I'm doing. So OR does help. Nova, however, you're going to use them in other places, Crucible, War. So it's not a bad bet to dump resources into him. It's not. It's just his cooldowns are a little long. That's the only issue I had with it. His cooldowns take a second, but if you can get Doc Ock,
Yeah.
it's a lot of sustain there. And Shocker finally does something. He's just not there to be hitting like a wet noodle. He actually has some sustain in there from Doc Ock 2 with the regen, so that might help. But if you can't get to Doc Ock, I'd say Nova is not a bad choice. It's not.
Well said. Completely agree. I think with Green Goblin there, Doc Ock probably is, technically the best for DD6 as this 5th member. But you will use Nova all over the place elsewhere, so can't go wrong with either, really.
I'm still working in that zone, so I'm definitely not the best to ask, but I'm finishing City. I think I got Gabi, Black Cat. I'm about to look. I got Gabi, Black Cat. I had to look. I think I'm definitely my Nova, and then I got like Fury, but like I'm too far in to like pivot. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless I see somebody else.
Fury's minions are the best in the game. Those minions just tank and hit hard, and it's like, how? But I'm not complaining. Go ahead, Fury, knock it out. You're finally a legendary with some backup, and he's great for spreading the positive effects. So if you can go ahead and use him, you're still going to use him somewhere. If you can use him in Crucible or War, if possible, cool, run with it. If you don't think you're going to find value or use them in Crucible or War, then just say, you know what, I'm gonna back out, I'll wait a little bit and then jump for another legendary. But he's not a bad choice. He's not the greatest choice, but he's not a bad choice, because it's his minions that hit hard.
Solid. I feel like I'm too far to back out now, but
Yeah.
maybe
Go ahead.
Don't
Go
waste
ahead.
time getting another guy. If you
Yeah,
have the
don't-
time,
don't-
start it.
Yeah, just
Fury
do
will
it.
be fine.
Go with it. I just like his minions. His minions just slap. I'm just waiting for let me just do the slow and then the stun, and then the slow and then the stun, and then they hit, and you're like, I know his resistance is high, but that shield security just said, nope, you're getting stunned, so you're done now, son. That's it. And it makes no sense when we go, Fury was trash like 2-3 years ago, and I wouldn't touch him for nothing, but now it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and press upgrade, and yep, I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Feeling okay about it.
Absolutely.
thanks for the sub, King Slayer. Thank you, brother. I'm gonna try to channel my inner ZKG right here. I got a little graphic. We'll see if it works.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, look at you. Woo.
Yes.
It's my first graphic.
Yes.
You're leveling up, Gideon. Well done.
Yep. You're hitting upgrade. Hit upgrade. He's going good.
Oh man. So Nemesis said he wasn't happy with his he's got a 3-diamond pun.
Oh.
Pocket sand and well wishes. That's about right.
I don't. Yeah. Enjoy that Punisher. Maybe they might give him a push or something if he pops out in the new Daredevil series. But the new Daredevil series is not coming out for like a year or so. So, yeah, he's just going to be sitting there just admiring those 3 diamonds on Punisher doing nothing. Although, I don't got 3 diamonds on anybody yet. But I feel for you, Nemesis. I feel for you. It's
I think
not
we've
it.
all
So,
had that big diamond pull on a character we care less about. You get so excited to see it. I think, the gold or the light purple there, and then nothing.
No, I agree. Ghoulie, I think Nem's trying to give you some tips. I think that's what's happening
Yep.
there. I think
Yep,
that's
yep.
what's happening there.
I do agree with the Red Hulk part, but it's just he felt more squishy on the last 2 nodes, but he because you can't use APOC on the last 2, but you could use APOC on the first 2 for that part, and he does speed up APOC, and he does have some fun with rewinding people, but it's just I already had him at 18. He was literally my first G18, right when G18 was coming out, and I felt so great, and I was like, yeah, Red Hulk, and then I was like, wow. They're really falling off quick here. Damn. But Red Hulk is still a pain sometimes because he could have that slither of health and just come back and just slap the whole team, which he still feels like a really good legendary, although he needs some more sustain from his buddies, but they don't look like they're getting any help anytime soon, so just leave it at that. But Red Hulk's I wouldn't say he's not a bad idea. He's not.
Still worth it.
Yeah, no, KT, I think that was one of your first legendary 18s.
Yeah, good memory, but he was my first 18 as well. My favorite character when those came around, and didn't regret it. Definitely falling off a little bit, but still using them all over the place. So,
Oh, they're strong, man. They're strong.
I mean, right now with the legendary, they did give a little rework to the Horseman Scourges for the newer players. So I will give Scopely for some props for that, because some of those teams that we had to use to get these guys was like, oh my god, why Web Warriors? I don't like Web Warriors. I don't want to do nothing with Web Warriors. They're not going nowhere. They're not doing anything. But giving them additional teams helps the newer players, which is great. So now they get to push with, some slightly new meta teams. And MILF hasn't fall off. She's still a pain. I would say she's probably a little better in Legendary than Rolk. AA is fun to play with. I just like the fact that he reduced his turn meter. So I try to use him everywhere. So if I kill somebody, boom, turn meter to everybody, you're gone. He's basically Greg. But it's the legendaries are still somewhat there, but they're just slowly. You could see that they're slowly, moving away from it. But I enjoyed the legendaries. You can use most of them, but Red Hulk, he's still somewhat viable for the moment. And I don't know where Rogue went. I don't know. I have no idea where Rogue went. Rogue was just like amazing, and then just like poof, she's gone. So it's funny that it's just I don't know where she went. She was pretty powerful when she came out, and it was like, ooh. Now it's just like, nope, not anymore.
Fell off
Not
quickly.
anymore. Yep.
We got, is that Mexi Mike? Is that Mike?
Yep. Morning, my guy.
What's going on, guys?
Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you coming through.
I think with the whole, I mean, the state of the game, I am happy that I'm happy the game is moving in a more positive direction, and that Scopely's listening, especially with the player's voice movement. I haven't seen too many communities try to fight to keep a game going long term and then have a movement, and then the actual business pay attention to the movement, which is really interesting. And this community is some of the most unique characters out there when you start talking to them, and you're going, wow. But we all love this community because that's why we're here. We're here because we like the community. We like playing this game. We're invested in it. If this was another game with characters we never even heard of or grew up with, I don't think we'd be here. We'd probably be playing some other game really quick.
Agreed.
But I love the fact that we can fight for this game and have some fun with it. And I don't really enjoy the thought of a walking Xavier coming into the game, but hey, I can't do nothing about it. So I'm just gonna enjoy the next characters that come out, and I guess we'll be happy. Guess we'll be okay.
No,
That's,
like I don't want to go on a rant. I kind of do. I might make a video. I made the video, then they made the adjustments to the horseman.
oh.
But no, it's good. The player's voice, it's been great, man. It's been great. And so we'll just lean into that and just encourage anybody, if you're on and you're not part of it, get in, man. Get in, make some comments. We don't got to be crybabies. You can say that something's wrong, talk about solutions, or just acknowledge, right? Sometimes just acknowledging, hey, I'm at this point in the game. Like, I got a new player account. Blue materials are still a problem. Like, they're like a hard stop. We don't got to go down that path, but maybe now that some cats like Dorky Dad and Mobile Gamer got some input into new player experience, maybe some of that can get tightened up. But if you have something, please jump into the voice, mention it. If you got a solution, mention that. It's all good. It just helps the game.
Yeah, and did also want to give a shout out to Pathfinder. I think people saw, but sounds like he's going to be helping on the leadership side of MSFPV, and that is great to hear. You know, such a level-headed guy with the game, seeing multiple sides, and so I think it is cool, like you said, ZKG, how receptive Scopely's been to that, and that's really kind of unique for a video game, and so hopefully that continues. It's brought a lot of positive change. It's been good.
Agreed.
Yeah, there's been other movements that have tried. I don't even know if you call it a movement. Maybe it was just like a piece of paper on the wall that people would be like, hey, this is the problems with it, and nobody listened. But the player's voice movement has been more efficient and more corporate side, where they're like, we're putting this into a long document, and I tried to read the document, but it felt like I was doing work, so I just said no, because it was 42 pages. But they're a business, so if they're a business, they might listen to this, and they did. And it's like, okay, they're not going to be able to fix everything right away, and I think that was one of the caveats of like, this stuff's not getting fixed right away. Like, well, it's a video game. It takes a little bit of time. Somebody might test it. We don't know who, but somebody might test something if we put something new in. But there are smaller things that they have fixed right away, and it's been good for the community. Otherwise, I think it would have spiraled into some more negativity that the community was having with going, okay, the game's not getting better, we're not getting resources, they're bottlenecking everything. Everything feels like it's just for the Krakens and the whales, although we need them, otherwise the game wouldn't be around. I'm not spending whatever the hell they're spending. I'm not going to. So thank you, Krakens, Dolphins, whatever. Thank you for keeping the game alive. But a majority of the free-to-play players and, anyone that's spending just a little, they want the game to be around. It's just, it needs to be viable for them to do it. And if you don't got resources right away, blue, purple, it feels a little bit bad, especially when you're a new player going, I can't do it because I don't have these resources, or I even can't get to them, which is a rough thing. I should be able to get to them, but the grind now is a little bit different than when the grind was when the game first came out. Mainly because everything was revolved around Blitz. But we don't want to say that word. We don't like saying that. We don't like that mode.
Oh, shoot.
But
Thanks for the reminder.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Everybody will hate you after. But I think the newer player experience is a little bit better. But making sure that the resources are there and having access to them is the big caveat. You got to make sure that you're giving them at least the option to get to there. And, the new players can see it. Back in the day, you just had to blitz your mind out. But we only had like 5 or 6 teams, so I didn't care. And it was manual. Remember that? It was manual. There was no sim blitz. You had to fight, and it was fun because you just had to keep. That was the game, battle, battle, battle. But the resources you had to fight for. I know they're there, but they're getting a little bit better at opening those bottlenecks, and hopefully, a lot of new players will stick around a lot longer once Scopely, starts adjusting even more because they're slowly adjusting stuff, and it's great. It's good for the community.
Agreed.
100%, man. 100%. Before you hit level 60, it's still manual blitz. We hit some level 60 the other day, so we got the sim. We got the sim. But no, man, I mean, in the game overall, like and we could talk about that for a minute. Go a little bit out of order of what we were thinking. I don't know the game. I guess this wasn't something we had planned to talk about, but maybe since we're here, I'll ask you guys about the state of the game. Like, I feel like it feels good, right? Like, it feels good. I think that the framework of the game is, for me, from my perspective at least, is almost optimal. I think it's good to, like, if they give you the toys, right? Here's the toys for free. Everybody has the toys. But now you're going to pay for the power, and you're either going to pay for the power in time, money, what have you. And then layered on top of that, if you want to dig deeper, you want to get strategic, that can push you to the next level. So I think the framework of the game right now is great. It seems like you can get your characters and put a reasonable amount of power into them for free. And then that next step is the competitive step, which is time, money, and strategy.
Yeah, I think well said, Gideon, and I'll say it feels different in that space than it has before. And right now, for my account at least, and I'm sure this isn't for everyone, but kind of in-game people that play this game a lot. When a new team comes out, I can instantly max them all as far as gear, as far as levels. I'm saying on over 100 million gold right now. I've never had anything like that in the game. I've been able to bring up some of the older characters to where I want them, and well set. So this isn't going to be a popular opinion. I almost feel it shifted a little too far because I enjoy like doing the analysis to see where do I want to spend that gold. Do I want to do character A, character B, or C? And right now the answer is all three. But that's going to quickly change when level 100 comes out, right? Like that's going to instantly change. I'm probably be complaining and wanting more gold again. So it will take care of itself.
The level of gold. Well, I've tried to look for like the exact amount of gold that you could use from 95 to 100. They don't have it in there, and they don't have the stats in the JSON files either. Because I was looking at it, going, okay, there's a nice jump from 94 to 95. If they're following a pattern, 99 to 100 should have a decent jump, but we don't know yet. It'll probably be in the JSON files today when the server reset hit. And if I see it, I'm posting it just so people could sit there and go, my gold is going out the door. And we already know it's about 4.4 or 4.5 or whatever to get from 90 to 95. I'm predicting 6 to 7 or 7 to 8, somewhere around there for 95 to 100. So that 100 million gold you're sitting on is probably just going to disappear.
Yep.
That's 12 characters if it's 8 million gold. You're pretty much got your 12 characters there, and you can push them just a little bit. But you got to get to level 100 is the issue. I've been saving up campaign energy for about 2 weeks, so I have a lot. I just said, screw it. I'm saving it. I'm hoarding it. Whatever. I'm not going to get to level 96 in maybe this week, but probably by the next Crucible week, I might be able to do 96 and then build up those characters just to see what happens. But it's going to be a resource hit this week. Somebody's going to get to level 100 either straight within an hour on Monday or Tuesday. Somebody's going to get there, and it's going to spread like wildfire. And then we're all going to sit there and go, I want this guy's job. I want this guy's paycheck. I just want his bank account. Just let me get a routing number, because this is just ridiculous. But somebody always hits that level cap day 1 or day 2, and you're just like, I'm in the wrong business. I'm just in the wrong profession. Obviously, I'm doing something wrong here. I need to do it, but I'm hopeful for level 100. I'm excited for it, and then I'm scared at the same time.
How much do you have saved up saving 2 weeks? Like, what's your campaign energy at now?
I think with today, I think I got to do the 50s or something like that. We're close to about 10,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to just, okay, so what? I don't finish the freaking strike pass a little bit. Big deal. I'd rather get closer to 96 so I can level them up to 96, and then hopefully it gives me a little bit more of an advantage. The diamonds help, but if this will always stay on there along with the diamonds, and hopefully I'm probably gonna push up Robbie because I want him to just slap nerds. But it's it's literally who am I gonna push up first, and I just gotta wait till I hit 96 and then go from there.
Sorry, I just have to say, Juicy's comment absolutely cracked me up. You're the man, buddy.
Juicy's man.
Sorry to sidetrack there, but that's
Coming
so
through.
funny.
Appreciate you
The
coming through, my
man.
guy.
I can't bow down fully, Juicy, but dude, Grandmasters, Jesus, he's the man.
He is. I got to get in that Juicy Academy, bro. I got to get that Juicy Crucible Academy. Get out of the Gold League.
Do you think?
Oh, so is that so? Once again, was it Mick or was it Mike? So it's Mexi. Is it Mick or is it Mike?
I just do Mexi Mick, and he'll correct us if not, because I see him a
Mexi Mick.
lot. So, see Mick. But do you think 95 would be an average of 3 weeks? I mean, it depends on. It depends on if you're going to be willing to do those 50s and maybe a couple hundreds if you have the cores. But the 50s would be essential so you could keep on pushing to get to, 96 quicker. But it's all about what you got available. If you don't got cores, obviously you're not coring it. You can't do it. But if you got some cores, then go ahead, use it. It'll get you to 96, 97 faster. It's just about resource management. Wow.
I think 3 weeks average is a pretty good guess. This will be the first time we've had the incursion campaign, I think, if I remember correctly. So, that may speed it up a little, or they may factor that in and make it take more experience. But 3 weeks, and I do agree, I think doing the 50 core refreshes when there's a level cap increase is about a no-brainer if you have the cores to get that extra push on it.
Yeah, yeah, they do. We got the incursion campaign. I don't recommend doing any 50s or nothing on the incursion campaign. Just use what you want, what you got built up for it. It's really not if you don't got any of those characters with the reds, then obviously it's useful. Go ahead. But that's another spot for experience. And I believe we do get some experience in the Hive Mind campaign right now too, don't we? I think we get just a little bit. And then boof, we have a lot more avenues for experience, so it might speed it up, but incursion campaign, just use the 120, and then when it refills, do it again. But the others, you can at least maybe do 50s for the regular campaign energy and the ISO 8 energy, and then wherever else we can get some experience, boom, done.
Yep.
So not to beat a dead horse, but Ambassador Al, when he was on, man, he told us that there's cats who push a button, as far as cores go, to the tune of 50 G's. Like one button push is equivalent to 50 grand. So cats get, like you said, they're gonna get to level 100 tomorrow. Who are these cats, man? What do you do for a living? Something. And you enjoy Marvel Strike Force as well.
Like we said earlier, thank you for keeping the game afloat.
Yes, thank you. Please do. Keep doing what you're doing. We love it. We enjoy it because the game is up because of you.
It's true.
Oh, God, man, that's. I mean, it's just it's ridiculous how much some of these players spend on the game, and because when TW used to do the whale confessions, and you'd see how much, like, okay, you spent $50,000 on a game. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. That's rocking me just a little bit, but they've kept the game afloat. And there's a lot of them too. There's a lot of cats that spend a lot of money. I have no idea why there's 103 million TCP player right now out there that's doing something. But I don't know how you got there. I'm going to assume the wallet and the credit card just went cool. Thank you. But that is a lot of money. And it's just like, sure, I enjoy the game. I'm very invested in the characters, but it's just, I can't spend that, man. I can't do that. I'll probably be found somewhere just rolling without a chair because that's just too much money. But all in all, they keep the game alive. They keep the game going for the free to play, and you know the little guys that are just spending $10, $20 here. But like I said, somebody's gonna hit level 100, either day 1 or day 2, and we're just gonna be like, I don't know what we're doing in life. We're doing something wrong. We're just doing something wrong. We're not following the pace here. Because I want to get to level 100, and you did it
quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It
It's
sounds
nuts.
like you're well on your way with all that campaign energy, though. That's quite a bit to have saved up. So, well played.
Just for it'll be the one time where I hoarded it, and I'm probably happy that I did so, instead of just going, wow, I just held all these orbs for nothing because they're not reworking them at all. Just open, screw it, just open them all.
Oh man, my ghoulies coming in. No, I don't want to derail discussion. So I know a dude that opened a Culver's, and he's a regular blue collar guy, and he was telling me about how the path to do that. And then I heard from a different cat, who is not a blue collar guy, about opening the Culver's, and the tracks, wouldn't you know, are very different. Somebody has rules to follow, and somebody don't got rules to follow. So it's just that world that we live in, man. There's just different brackets. That's just what it is. We don't want to hear it, but there's just different brackets. That's what it is.
Thank you, dolphins and whales and leviathans, krakens, whoever, for keeping the game alive so we can enjoy it at a free-to-play way. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Agreed. So Kiln has come to a close. How did you guys feel about it? How did you guys feel about the game mode? Likes, dislikes? How did it go for you?
Go ahead, ZKG.
I mean, the community was kind of like, oh, okay, we could only use 3 characters. I don't know about that, but the majority of the levels were very, very easy. But then you kind of saw a little bit of an uptick on the stats, and then you were like, oh well, this is not too easy. But after 30, you kind of had to be like, all right, cool. Now I got to figure out who I'm going to use and who I'm going to push up. And then once you got to 38, 39, 40. You're like, ooh, I don't remember there being a gear tier requirement on these up here, at least in the initial part of when we data mined it. It was just, hey, here's the traits, and you're good to go. No, let's just stuff G18 on there and really make you rethink life. And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, man, I don't really have too many at G18 for villain bio. So I've been trying to, look at who am I going to bring? And a majority of the community is like Sus for sure, Titania, and Venom, which, I don't know, 6 weeks ago I would have been like, what is wrong with you with Venom? What is wrong with you? That guy's slow. However, Scopely reworked him, and he's fast. This guy just goes out of nowhere. He comes out of nowhere, and he just starts slapping people twice, and you're like, okay, Venom's not bad. But I don't have the resources for him. I don't have the resources for Titania. I had Moonstone, A-Bomb, and Kool. Not the most efficient. Definitely not the most efficient. However, backing in and backing out about 50 times, we got Kool to serve a purpose, and we got A-Bomb to finally serve a purpose, and we literally finished escaping from Kyle, or escaping with Kyle, whatever Dorky wants to call it. We escaped with Kyle or whatever with like a half an hour left yesterday before the event ended. And yeah, that's how many times we were pressing, quit, end battle. That's how many times we kept pressing end battle. But I thought it was fun because it was challenging with the characters that I had. And everybody could recommend characters for you, but I don't have the gear, so I can't do it. I have to work with what I got, and it took a few times to do it, but I thought it was fun because it was challenging. I just couldn't press sim and go to the next one. I liked the challenge, and having that challenge plus them chat just going, dude, you got like an hour left. You better jump on this. It's not looking good. You better hurry, man. That was also a big component too, because I'm like, all right, I got to keep going, and it's like, ooh, I'm hoping. I don't mind Kyle. I know some people in the community were like, no, you need to stop. Kyle's not working for us. I don't like the way it's set up. I did because it's a challenge. It's a different challenge. It's a different type of tower, but I enjoyed it.
Well,
I
good.
personally did.
I'll say I completely agree. I actually think they hit this one out of the park. I thought as far as like the difficulty, it was almost perfect where it should have been. I thought the rewards, that 3 diamond gambit, that's a big deal with where he is right now and a character that was just reworked. So I thought that was, very good rewards for the effort that went into it. I absolutely loved it. I loved the 3 characters. It was something different. It had some new unique theory crafting and, making that decision. Do I take a bio to T18 to get this 3 diamond? Like, is that worth it? So I thought it was a blast. They knocked it out of the park, and I really hope we see these continue.
Well, I don't have Scroll. So that's one of those things. So I couldn't pivot and like bring people up, right? Because I'm still keeping the resources for the items. So I stopped at floor 17 because I think the check was I needed another tech. I needed some type of tech character. And
Hero tech.
I needed a hero tech. And I would have to bring somebody up. And I'm like, well, I need to keep my resources. So I didn't do it. But I'm not mad, right? That's as far as I could go, right? And that's the decision. Do I bring people up to go farther? I voted no, but my play, I liked it. I liked the game mode to that point. So hopefully it was a mode that, like you said, it had something for everybody. No matter where you fell, you had an opportunity to enjoy something. You had an opportunity to do something. You get rewarded for whatever you did. You get something for showing up and getting something done.
Completely agree.
Yep, it was fun. I didn't think it was going to be fun, especially once I saw the gear tier requirement. I was like, Jesus, I don't really know who I want to push up, and that was it. Who do I want to push up that might have some value? But then again, the FOMO hit me in the face, and it was like, well, do I really want to push A-bomb? But I really want that 3 diamond gambit if I can get it. He would look nice. And I'm happy that after about 50, 60 tries, it worked. But I got to agree with you, Gideon. There are some choices where you just go, do I really want to expend the resources that I got for these couple of characters? Or do I just say, you know what? Next time come around, I'll push further. And I did have that feeling yesterday morning before I started, but then I was like, maybe I could do it. I don't mind A-bomb getting a little bit. Moonstone's already there. And Kool's almost going to be a 2 diamond. So if I get another diamond on him, he's just going to make Black Order more of a problem. So I found a way to justify it for a second. But I was really on the cusp of just going, I don't really care about Kyle anymore. He could stay over there and I'll just wait till the next one. But it is a good. I thought it was a decently executed game mode. Every game mode, somebody's not going to like it. It's not for everybody, but it was a more difficult challenge doing it with 3 characters than it was with 5, which made it a little bit more fun. I love the fun.
I thought it was fun having the 3, spaced out, like one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right. So none of the splash damage, none of the chains like that. It was just a little different. Made the battles different.
Mm-hmm. It was fun.
For people that you needed you know, if the people that had adjacent abilities, that was your thought, right? That's part of the strategy. Do I keep them spread to stop the damage, or do I need them to be adjacent to get buff? And
Exactly.
just those
Yep.
little things change the game.
Yeah.
I think I mean there's other game modes they're probably gonna push out later, and it's fine. It's just something like that. Even the time period of it, I think it was what 10 days. It gives you something to do and something to think about. You don't have to beat it day one, which, you know, the whales and the krakens knocked that out pretty quick. But it took me 10 days, which was great because I was always thinking in the back of my head, how can I get this? You know, who am I going to expend the resources on? And that builds a little bit of hype for a little bit, and it's like, okay, I got 10 days to work on it. Let me work on this. So now I got something to do that's a little bit different in the game instead of just hitting Simblit. So I enjoyed Kyle. If they come out with another one or another version of the tower or something else, another game mode where it gives you time to expend those resources or to figure out how to use them wisely, I'm down for it. Plus the challenge. I love the difficulty of it.
Agreed. Those really, it's you know, could be one of my favorite game modes. It reminded me a lot of the trials, just something a little different than the normal day-to-day grind. A good challenge, you know, chances to optimize different characters. So hope they keep it up.
No, I agree. And Juicy said, "Remember your incursion, your incursion energy."
Good reminder.
We talked about it, and I'm pretty sure I have not done nothing with it for like 2 or 3 days because I keep forgetting about it. It's the same thing. They need to put it up at the top with the other energy because I don't know. I keep forgetting about it unless I want to scroll all the way over and accidentally see it. But he's definitely right. I don't know where.
I'm trying to 7-star my Venom, so I remember because I'm looking. I keep rolling the dice on him every day, trying to get that 7th red.
It's funny
Oh,
saying
man.
that Venom is good. Wow.
Absolutely.
Didn't think that would come, but yeah, he's fast now.
He's fast. A little bit.
Did you guys want to chat? This will be complete speculation. This will be complete speculation. Who is after the hive mind? Earlier, Nemesis, it could probably all roll into the same thing. Nemesis kind of asked a question about what not so well-known tune would you like to see come to the game? So maybe those two things can overlap a little bit. What are you guys thinking? I mean, we were going to talk about this last week and we got scooped.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about it last week, but we got scooped. Any thoughts?
A not so well known tune. I don't know. The original Xavier, maybe, and not the not so well tune of Xavier that they're going to give us that they snuck into the splash screen. They could have kept that to themselves, but it's okay. I'll take whatever version it comes in for Xavier. Fine with it. Who's after Hive Mind? I mean, Scopely did kind of blast us with Alpha Flight, which is okay, but I find it interesting that they're giving the community the choice of the characters that they want to see in it, and it's 2 this time, which is okay. They're giving us the choice for it, which is interesting. It just depends on what Scopely thinks Alpha Flight is supposed to be, because they just throw tags around like there's no problem. So everybody could be Alpha Flight. We just don't know who until they drop the characters on us, and then we see it. But I'm excited if they give us a team that's not tied to a game mode. They could give us a team that's not tied to a game mode, and we can use them anywhere. Would be amazing. I think that would be good for theory crafting with the community.
That's interesting. You said that, and it was just like it sounds so basic, but we are so conditioned that every team has a slot. That's pretty novel idea, ZKG. I like it.
I would like it. I
Yeah.
would totally like it.
So I'll tell you, and this could be absolutely nothing but a slight conspiracy theory here, but I remember hearing about a month ago on a Valley Flying video, he was talking about secret defenders, and he made a comment and he said, you know, they're still well worth powering up at least until February. And I had no clue what that comment meant. I didn't know if maybe we knew about teams coming out through January, so that was just like uncertainty. But in my head, I was wondering, like, is that a sign a new arena team may be coming out here in February? So again, conspiracy theory, but I'm wondering if we're gonna have another arena team coming, even though it seems early.
That's a thought, my man. That is a thought. My guy,
That's
Double O
reading
Player
way
loves
too
his
much into
vampires. Man.
comments, but
No, you just got Valley kicked off the envoy. But
Yeah, just he didn't even notice it. It was just like, just rework the video and say Drew said it. If Drew said it, he's good. If Drew didn't say it, then it's wrong. Yeah, let Drew say it. It's a rumor. It's just a rumor.
Right. Drew the
it's just a rumor.
No, that's interesting. That's an interesting. Yeah. Any idea what the characters might be if you had your choice? What one or two of the characters might be?
I'm not really sure, and I'm not sure who would be part of this potential Alpha Flight team either.
Yeah.
Not one I'm familiar with.
Alpha Flight had a few characters on there, but like I said, it's up to Scopely who they choose, because some of the teams out there in tags now, you just look at it going, why are they on this team? They should not be on this team. But Scopely was either had this character in the pipeline, and they just had to use them, or this is the route Scopely wanted, and it's fine. Cool, we get the character, but it just doesn't feel right. Like, I don't really feel like they should be on this team or something. But there's other... Scopely plans out things at least 6 to 8 months in advance. They've said that out loud. So they know something's coming. It's just where they're going to use them, or where Marvel lets them use them. That's the big overarching thing. And like I said, I'm hoping that Alpha Flight has the versatility to be outside of the game mode part, and we could use them anywhere. I don't care who they throw on there, as long as they have some viability besides one game mode. And if the rumor is true that February is right around the corner, and we're just going to get another slap in the face in Arena with a different Arena team, then it's like, okay, Alpha Flight might be the way to go. I want 500 cores every day if I could sit at number 1. I'm not, but I'd love it. It'd be nice. It'd be great to do that, but it'd be a huge boost. I'd say shoot for that, Gideon. Just go for number 1 in Arena, or number 1 through 5. Your cores will go up. You'll start sitting there getting a whole bunch of resources now, and you'll be like, yeah, I'm number 1, just chilling over here. How am I doing, Juicy? I'm number 1. It's a good day.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while, but when Secret Defenders came in, whenever the new Arena team drops, boom, there's a jump. And now it's just, what you got and what you don't. I don't know. I was thinking about. Here's my thought. I got 3 characters, and we'd have to fill in the blank. I'm gonna go with rework Bullseye, since he's never been nothing. Rework Bullseye, Daredevil, Elektra, and then you give us 2 more of something, and we'll just call it street level. That'll be the tag. It'd be just street level. I don't know what you'd use it for, but that's my thought on who's coming to the game. But then you reminded me the Daredevil show ain't coming out for probably a year. So
I am not cosplaying as Bullseye. No matter what happens, I'm not going to do that. I might do the Daredevil helmet because I like Daredevil, but I don't mind them reworking characters that we already have, which is what they did with Venom and Carnage, and it feels good that they did, because Venom and Carnage was very explosive when he came out, and so was Venom, but Venom was super slow. Now he's fast, so it doesn't feel bad if they rework a character that we did spend some resources on already. I haven't spent a lot on Bullseye or Elektra. Daredevil a little bit, but Bullseye and Elektra are just chilling at the bottom of the roster, just gathering dust. So I wouldn't mind having a couple more characters reworked and thrown onto a new team. They haven't done nothing with Hawkeye. They just snowplowed him, and they just left him alone. Every other Wave 1 Avenger has gotten some type of rework, except for Hawkeye. and he reduces turn meter and blinds people. Why wouldn't you want to rework him? He can do some damage if he had stats, but he's just sitting over there just looking pretty. So any characters that they could bring up that are not being used, and they can bring them up to a level where at least they, like you said, the street level, so they're not a massively meta team, but they could do something. They could shake up somewhere. And this game is all about turns and turn meter. So Hawkeye could do some interesting things there. I hate that I know this fact, but Bullseye gives some accuracy out there too, which is really nuts. But it's not a lot. It's only like 5 or 10%. And I hate that I know that.
Yeah, how on earth
But
do you remember?
I hate that I know that from his passive. I don't know why, but I remember that. It's if they can bring in some rework characters and then give us some new characters out there, especially if they're going to bring out Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight is very, very different. There's a lot of characters out there that people have no idea who they are, and you could think of a word that rhymes with Puck, but that's somebody that's on the team. His name is Puck. And I know some people are going to butcher that, and it's going to change into something else if you say it really fast. But there's all these obscure characters that they can put on there, but until Scopely drops some type of hint or something with them, if they give us a few characters out there that have some decently interesting kits that are, just outside of a game mode, we could use them somewhere. It could shake up things, and people will be like, cool, I get the Theorycraft. That's what I really enjoy about Sinister Six. Theorycraft. Give me that option. Let me do it. If I mess up, it's my fault. But at least we got the option to do it with characters that we haven't used in a while.
Yeah. And if you don't mind highlighting Juicy's comment there, I think that's really important and in line with what you're talking about. A lot of the reason I think they do these tags, and then I'll say also, just like the Superior Six buffs in Crucible right now, where they get the special room rules, it's a way to make the new teams, super powerful, super desirable, by these characters without it just being a pure stat power creep. The downside of it is you get these arbitrary buffs for a month or two. You use those to invest in them, and then they go away. So it's two sides to the coin. But I think he's right, and I do think that's why they do that, just to minimize overall power creep.
Yeah, I don't like power creep, but it's always here. We're always going to get some character at some point that's just going to blow, every other character out the water. And I remember Kestrel just coming in, and you're just like, wow. I don't know who you are because they made you up today, but wow. You are extraordinarily powerful. I love your passive. Great. But they got to keep power creep to a minimum, because eventually there'll be another team that comes out that has some type of counter to them. We just have to sit there and figure it out, and then we do, and then boom, Infinity Watch goes away, which is sad. Doesn't make any sense in terms of the lore, but Sinister Six doing it.
Yeah. Good old Infinity Watch. I don't think they're ever going to go away. I remember saying that 3 months ago. We'll be taking Secret Defenders off defense before we take Infinity Watch somehow.
Infinity Watch is still relevant, which is nuts. They're 2 to 3 years old, and yet they still can be a problem for people. And it's teams usually fall off before that, but Infinity Watch is amazing.
Yep.
I love the chat though. I really do.
Oh man. No, but I think that overall that might be good for the game. Like, if you have a team that is tried and true, and you can always tell people it's okay to invest, no matter where they are in the game. If there is a team like that, that's kind of, they do it. They work everywhere. They're not the awesomest. But they definitely work everywhere you go. That might be okay.
Yeah,
that might be okay. Man,
resource management.
Well, my guys, we are at the 1 hour mark. I don't want to dominate your day. Is there anything that you want to discuss?
So one that went quickly. So great conversation, guys. This was a lot of fun, and just wanted to thank everyone watching too. Had great comments. A lot of people showing up. Some other CCs showing up. So you pull a crowd, ZKG. But this was great to see.
I just want to talk about our game, have some good chats about it, throw some ideas out at everybody. Yes, I want Blade in the game, but we don't know when he's going to pop up. If not, they haven't even talked about him yet. I mean, I would love Blade to come up and rework Supernatural, and that'd be great. Boom. But we only hope, and Scopely sometimes doesn't give us hope. So let's just hope he comes and just starts wrecking nerds, which would be great.
It'd be fun.
Downvote vampires, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Hey, just to recap, ZKG, if people want to get a hold of you, if they want to know your content, man, where can they find you?
Yes, find me on YouTube or Twitch, ZeroKoolGamer. Just push me on there. You'll find me somewhere there. We have fun on stream. People love to punch me in the face, so it's perfectly fine. Jump in, have a blast with it. We're close to 500 subscribers on YouTube, so I'd love to get to there and get that pushing too. But find us on either or. We'll have some fun with everybody. Everybody's welcome, except for Nemesis because he keeps docking me.
KT, what about you?
Yeah, thank you. So you guys can find me on YouTube. I do not stream outside of this Force Conversations with Gideon, but you can find me on YouTube at Gangster KT. There, so appreciate it. And I want to give a last pitch. If you guys haven't seen the hot seat with ZKG, again, it is like just one of the most fun times with a lot of people in the community there is. So make sure to check that out.
Thank you. Grazie.
And Gideon, thank you as always for putting this together, for leading
Gideon.
this crew here, and for having us.
Oh, thank you guys, man. Apologize box for last week. Thank you guys for coming through and still wanting to be a part of it, 100%. And obviously, I'm here on YouTube. If you can even see me on YouTube, I'm on all the social media. I'm on X and Instagram and all that, but mostly on YouTube, man. But yeah, we'll try to keep it going. Definitely enjoy hanging out with your friends. Maybe we can do something else in the future.
Yes. Thank you guys for having me, man. This was fun.
Yeah,
this was fun.
100%. Hey, we're gonna be signing off. So appreciate you guys. Leave any other questions, comments in the chat. We'll spread them around and get them to the appropriate people. If you got something for me, for KT or ZKG, put it in the chat. We'll get it to the appropriate person. 100% appreciate y'all. Thanks everybody for supporting the stream. You guys stay safe. Take care of your family, man. Peace.
Thanks, people.
See you.
Laters.